Listen up. Your house look like shit. And you probably avoid looking at the side of your house thinking it ain't got no effect on you. And let's face it, most homeowners don't. And that is until they realize the average dirty home in Kentucky decreases $10,000 to $15,000 in property value. Or when it's too late and they find out the dirty grime is actually algae, mildew, and mold that's eating your siding, decks, concrete, and roof. Now let me ask you, is that what you want? Your house to be dirtier than the South End Strip Club but cost you more than a round trip to Vegas? Nah, I don't think so. That's why I brought Louisville's own Ryan Sweeney, a man with a real Michael Jordan story and a heavy inspiration to me personally. I appreciate you making the drive out to come tell me your mud story and bringing some game for the aspiring entrepreneurs, man. Let's let's talk a little bit about yourself, man. So, what's your story? Where you come from? What's your mud story?
Man, first want to give all the glory to God, man. Wouldn't be here without Him.
Amen.
Come from a lifelong of drugs and alcohol, man. And God delivered me from it, man, and put me here to tell a story, man, and be a vessel. Man, I'm from the South End of Louisville, born and raised. Didn't have a bad childhood growing up, man. Just took the wrong road, like thousands of people around the world do, man. But I can talk about all the bad stuff, man. But I just want to talk about, what the good things are in life, man. And yeah, that's a little bit about me, man. I got a wife and two daughters. Wife, man, she's great. Strong woman behind me, and I thank God for her, man. Thank God for my two beautiful daughters as well.
Amen. So I know you brought up your family first, so I assume you get a lot of, what would be the word be? You get a lot of support from your family.
Yeah, man. A lot of support, man. I'm a family man. I'm a family oriented. Just because in the past I've spent a lot of time away. I didn't have a family. I built something, man, and truly means a lot to me, man. My wife and my daughter, and my two daughters, are my world. I have a lot of friends. I have very few close friends, but I have a lot of friends, man. A lot of people that I help. Which what comes with that is support, man. A lot of support for the company, but a lot of support just for me in general of what I go through outside of the company, in the recovery scene and all that good stuff. Along with God being the center of everything.
Right. So how was coming from recovery for you? Did you just jump into a business, or was there a little grace period? How did that look for you?
It's crazy because man, I started off, man. I didn't move back here I moved from Lexington back to Louisville, man, and I met my wife before I did that, and didn't have anything, man. I was just I had a trash bag full of clothes, literally a black trash bag, and about a couple $1,000. And I moved here with my wife. I didn't have a job. One of my best friends today, man, they got me a job at a warehouse job that I started off at, and I was okay with just living check to check, man. Just that time in my life, and man, my buddy, he moved on and started his company and all that good stuff. And I was just like, man, this ain't it. Living check to check, had about $600 in my bank account. I told my wife, like I said, she was there from the start. She looked at me, and I ain't no telling what she was thinking, but I took that $600 and went to Lowe's, man, and bought a pressure washer. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I know that I just didn't want to be broke no more, man. And I wanted to help people, man. And still a goal of mine, man, is to open a house and let the homeless or the less fortunate live there, man, and me be able to provide for that house, and that was the mission setting out, man. And I didn't know where it was going, and man, God had other plans, man. We just this is our last year was our third year. This will be our fourth season coming up, and it's just grown tremendously, man. Like started off with the roll around pressure washer, man, and God's in my story a whole lot, and I'm not ashamed of it, man. That's just where I'm at in life.
Right.
People place a guy in my life, man. It's one of my best friends today, man. Called me up. He said, He said, man, you want to buy a trailer? He said, man, I said, he said it was like $6,000, man. I said, man, I ain't got that kind of money. He said, man, he went on for a couple days, and he called me back. He said, man, you got a way to haul this trailer? I said, yeah. I jumped right into it, man. I said, yep. And I didn't know how to drive a damn trailer, man. I ain't never drove one in my life, but I tell you what, dude, something in my spirit said, man, come on, go get that trailer. And I haven't looked back from that day, man, and that's why I say, man, it's good to have a support system and people around you that want to see you win, man, because you run into it a lot in business, man. People say they want to see you do good, but they don't want to see you do better than them.
Right.
So I don't keep them people around me, man. I keep likewise people around me. They have my best interest, and I have their best interest. That makes sense.
Right. What would be your advice to people on finding that support system or finding them people with like minds?
Oh, man. I'd say prayer, man. That was for me, man, discerning people, and people may have other advice, but, people got different roads. People got different advice for you. But for me, I know what keeps working, so I keep doing it.
Right.
And as far as that, man, I got a friend of, I got a few friends of, 15, 20 years. And then I got friends that I've known for 7 years, man, and they become like family,
right,
brothers.
What was some of the biggest challenges you faced when in the beginning of the business? Did it feel like a bunch of problems hitting you at once when you was trying to find your purpose, or was it spot on, very clear?
I would say for me, man, my own self-doubt, would be a big problem, man. I'm my own worst critic, and I still am. There's nothing that I can't do. There's
right.
nothing that anybody can't do. You just got to set your mind and just go for it, man. Challenge yourself.
Right. How did you develop? Did you develop a business plan? Did you just jump in with the pressure washer?
Man, it's crazy. I just jumped in with the pressure washer, man. I remember the first night like it was yesterday, man. I still got the car today. It's a blue Chrysler Pacifica SUV, man, and first car I bought when I got sober, man, and I laid all the seats down and threw tarps down and put pressure washers in them. I put one pressure washer in them, man, and just went on a mission. I didn't know what the hell I was doing the first job. I just went out there and I gave him hell,
Yeah,
and I ain't looked back since.
I hear that. How long have you been in business, and what's been your journey so far?
So this will actually be our fourth season coming up, but we've only actually been an LLC for 2 years. So yeah, man, the journey's been it's been a beautiful thing, man. It's like watching it's like your baby, man. Right. It's like watching it grow, man. Like I was explaining to you earlier, man, over lunch, man. It's like a video game, man. You just level up. The more you put into it, is the more you're going to get out of it, man. And it's crazy seeing it grow from what it was started at to now, man. And just knowing that you can do anything you set your mind to, man. And this just shows the outpouring, like, support we got. Me and my wife, we talk about it sometimes, and she's just, I'm like, it's so crazy. It's a beautiful thing to watch it just grow and grow and grow, man. And hopefully it's something that, I got 2 daughters, like I said, and I don't see them out there pressure washing, but hopefully, they get a bunch of guys out there pressure washing for them when they can pass it along to them, or whatever they decide to do with it.
Yeah, I hear that. What was some of the biggest challenges you faced when starting your business, and how'd you ever overcome them?
Man, I guess it would be being my own worst critic. Like I said, man, the biggest challenges, man, is learning how to run a business. I'm so used to just going all in on something and doing it, but this is something that you have to learn. Right. You have to learn the business standpoint of it, and you have to learn, the work side of it as well. And I'm still learning, and that's a big challenge for me. But I'm overcoming them. I don't think that I'll fully ever overcome all of them challenges. But I keep one foot in front of the other.
Now, if you had a customer here, or a customer was watching this, what do you think they would say makes you different from the next pressure washing company?
Well, I don't set out to say I'm better than another pressure washing company, nor I would ever do that. Nor do I look at another pressure washing company as competition.
Right.
I look at them like, how can we collaborate?
Right.
How can we work together? Um, Not saying that anybody else isn't like that, but I feel like that's what sets me apart from other customers. I mean, not from other customers, but from other pressure washing companies. Um, would be that, man. I'm not gonna go around and talk bad about any of them, nor would I would ever do that. You
Right.
know,
That's a great answer, actually. I like that. I had somebody tell me, would you rather have a whole grape or a third of a watermelon? When he said that, it changed how I looked at a lot of stuff. You
Yeah.
can collaborate and have the whole watermelon. You got this big old chunk, or you got a whole grape to yourself. You can be stingy and be
Yeah.
small minded, or you can collaborate and think big with the other people that think big with you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What role has marketing played in your business, and what strategies has been most effective for you?
Well, what's crazy is you're actually my marketing guy. That's what's crazy about it. Never had a marketing guy, and I always was that guy that said, "Man, God's gonna do this," and of course, God does it all, right? God
Right.
places people in my life, but at the end of the day, while we're here, marketing has paid a. I was like, I'm gonna, have that organic door to door, all that types of stuff. But like in today's world, is digital marketing, Facebook ads. And there is word of mouth. Word of mouth is most affecting.
Right.
Another customer hearing it from another future customer. It's played a big part, man. We just now really, and that's the thing, like growing the business, we just now started doing that, 6 months ago, if that.
Yep.
Hopefully, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see some results from that this spring and summer, man.
Yes,
Can't wait
sir.
to see it.
Yes, sir. Now, can you walk us through a process for finding people to collaborate with? Like, say you needed a painting company to come help with a job, or do you just go by friends? Do you go by how would you pick?
Well, man, I am in a networking group in the South End of Louisville, of course, where I'm from. But not saying I wouldn't collaborate outside that group, because I do. But I got friends that do painting. I got a friend that does painting. I got a friend that does flooring. I pretty much got a friend for everything, man. And
Right.
just try to keep it in the circle, to be honest. And just like like I was telling you at the beginning, man, with the other pressure washing companies, one of my best friends owns a pressure washing company too.
Right.
And if I can't get to it, then I'm gonna pass it along, because that's just what you do. Like you said, being stingy and not wanting to pass that work on, man. Why?
Right. Have y'all ever bumped heads when it comes to marketing or finding customers?
No. We say little jokes and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, man, never would I let business get in the way of a friendship, man.
Right.
Ever.
Right. How do you handle customer service, and do you have any systems in place to ensure customer satisfaction, like
Yeah.
check up with them? Or?
Oh, absolutely. So my deal is I'm there. Even if somebody else is doing the job, that I got working for me, I'm there. I'm not leaving until my customer's happy.
Right.
100% satisfied. We're going to walk around the house. If we're washing the driveway, we're going to do that. And then, it's not just about that customer. That customer is a lifelong family member that's added to our, company and our friendship. We build friendships with these customers. It's not just bam, bam, and we're gone.
Right.
We want that customer to be happy to where they're telling their family member, hey, Sweeney's Exterior Solutions was out here. They done a great job. Ryan didn't leave until we was satisfied.
Right.
So that's what I do. I make sure I'm right there in person.
Right. Yeah, and while working with you, like I've seen in all your Google reviews, that's one thing people point out the most is your customer satisfaction. Everybody seems to be happy with how you treat them. What are some common misconceptions people have about pressure washing? Like if somebody wanted to start pressure washing today, and they're like, "Oh man, this looks easy," because TikTok or some things like that. What's some things people get wrong.
Man, you get that with a lot of customers too, man. A lot of customers, when you tell them a price, they're like, man, that's easy, we can do it. But then, not saying that it happens every time, but you're getting that call back from that customer talking about, hey, can you come out here and I done. Man, what the deal is, man, like with pressure washing, people hear pressure washing. Yeah. You're not using pressure, man.
Right.
You're letting a chemical application do the job on most surfaces of the house besides your concrete and maybe some gutters or but people think it's easy, and I'm not saying it's not easy, but at the same time there's a lot that goes into it, man. Just like when somebody hears painting,
right,
we can get a roller and roll up some paint on the wall. It's not just as simple as doing that.
Not at all.
There's a strategy, prepping, just all the good. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, man.
Right. How has the pressure washing industry evolved in your 3 years or going on 4 years of business? How's it?
I see a lot of growing. I see a lot of new people, and then I also see a lot of people that come out of it too. Right. A lot of people go in because it's not for the weak, right?
Right.
Once you get into the colder months, winter months, you're not getting out there pressure washing.
Yeah.
For me, I still keep a job. Got to keep income coming in.
Yeah.
Keep praying on it, man, and hopefully I get there to where, we're full time with it.
Yeah, I'm glad you said you still work a job because I feel like that's looked down on. People think if I'm gonna be an entrepreneur, I gotta do it today. I have to do it. It has to be done by tomorrow. I can't have no help, and just people. I don't know, and they think they can't work no 9 to 5. You gotta take stepping stones, man.
It's definitely a process, man, and I get asked that question all the time, man. Especially when the money flowing months are coming in, your early spring all the way to October, November. But people don't see the November, December, January, February. When you can't do nothing. Where's that money coming from? How's it coming in? People are there. People been doing it 10, 20 years or however long. And that's okay. Everybody's got their own process, and that's what I explain to people, man. And I explain to younger people that, that open a business, man. Don't your way, my way may not work your way, and your way may not work my way. Find your own way, and whatever works, man.
Right.
Because ain't nobody following me to the bank,
Yeah, I hear that. How do you stay up to date with latest equipment, techniques, and practices?
Oh, it's crazy. So God's blessed me enough in that aspect too, man, to put me in position to work for the distributor for pressure washing with the chemicals and the equipment. Work for great people, work around great people, man. Couldn't be more blessed. And hand in hand with my job, I'm able to learn how to work on the equipment with the chemicals do. So I'm in that aspect I don't have any problem.
That's good to hear. Can you share any horror stories or bad stories you had with customers? You had any that just they didn't leave you alone?
Well, I don't really say that because I like nip it in the bud because I'm gonna make sure, like I said, I've had customers call me after the fact and say, what bleach got on it or chemical got on this or whatever, but. Nothing too dramatic, honestly. Not yet, knock on wood.
Yeah. So, what's been the biggest challenge that you faced overall as a business owner?
I guess it would be, honestly, man, people wouldn't, it's hard for me to say this, but time away from my wife and my daughters. Sometimes I have to miss a lot in the summertime and springtime, and it sucks, but I'm hoping that one day not hoping, this is going to pay off one day,
Yes, sir. Amen. Can you share a time you made a mistake or had a failure and then you learned from it? I know you said that somebody said you got bleach or something. How did you go about fixing that situation?
So actually, I was on a job one time, and we usually cover all the outlets up outside because water gets in them, and it can cause functions inside with electricity and all that good stuff. And basically, we didn't cover this outlet up one time, man, and it kicked the GFI, and we had to dry it out. Lesson learned, man. Always go around and triple check outlets, or is there any windows open or any of that.
How do you handle the stress, and do you get a lot of stress coming from like family and friends when it comes to business?
Not so much stress. Like I said, man, it's all in balancing, being a father, being a husband, being a friend, being a I'm in recovery, being a sponsor in recovery, sponsoring guys and running a business and working a full-time job as well, man.
Yeah. And just being yourself as well.
And being myself. And it's not for the weak, man. But I will say that it's a blessing. I'm not going to sit here and complain about it.
I hear that. What's been the most surprising thing that you've learned about yourself in the process of creating your business?
How far my mind can be stretched, man. The ability to be able to push myself to do all the things that I do on a daily basis, because it's not easy. Right. It's not easy, especially when we hit season, man. We're rocking and rolling. We ain't stopping. Going to work, getting off, doing this, doing that, still going to softball games, still going to dance recitals, still just being me, man. Yeah. And then I got to set a time out for myself, too, because I can't lose myself in the process of this, man.
Yeah, exactly. What advice, if somebody wanted to go start a pressure washing business today, what advice would you give them?
Man, do your research. Don't go out and buy a bunch of expensive equipment. Don't go out and spend, $20,000, $30,000 on a trailer when you don't know what you're doing. Do your research first. Marketing, man. Marketing's a big deal. You can have the equipment, but if you ain't got the jobs, what are you gonna do?
Right. How do you go about finding jobs?
Man, so it's crazy because Facebook's been our biggest friend. And then our marketing, man, with the, of course now we'll see what it does. But, we had a website at one time and some things happened. And like I was telling you, and we got it rebuilt and that stuff. And I would say Facebook, man, is our biggest friend, and word of mouth. Word of mouth, man.
That's the best marketing you can do.
It absolutely is, man.
Do you get so is that where you get most of your clients, is through word of mouth?
Man, we do a few other advertisements, man, throughout our community, man. My networking group that I'm in has done wonders as well. Friends, family refer me on Facebook. I would say that's about it right now. We just keep growing, man. We got different apps that we use as well. So that's about it.
Got you. So, can you walk us through like your sales process? If somebody was to call you today and say, "Hey, I need my house pressure washed. I need a quote," how would you go about dealing with that process?
So if they called me today and said they need a quote, we would set up a time within the 24 hours, or less than 24 hours, depending on what time they called, to get out there to the home or whatever they're needing pressure washed. And we'd walk them through the process of what we do. First, I would walk around the house, get a price together, and then walk them through the process. Let them know that, I let them know that we're not going to leave until you're happy. No payment up front, no payment till you're happy. And we, let them know, ask them what expectations they're wanting on the house, or whatever they're needing pressure wash, the expectations, and then I give them what I can give them. If I can make it look brand new again, I tell them, I know for a fact that I can do this. And then basically, I feel like that's where you sell your most jobs, is in person when you're talking to them. You build a relationship. You don't just go out there and look at the job and say, this is going to be this price.
Right.
You let them know. You let them feel comfortable. Let them know that, hey, I'm not just a guy that's going to pop up here and bam, bam, wham, thank you, ma'am, I'm done.
Right.
Going to know that, hey, if we're all human. If something messes up, or just like the GFI deal I was telling you about, that they can call me back and I'm going to be there to fix that,
Right.
you know. And yeah, that's about it, man. Just being yourself, not about being fake.
Yeah, I hear that. What percentage would you say when you go to pitch a job after getting the free quote process done? What would be the percentage that your pitch works? You know what I'm saying? Like everything goes through, they're ready to get it done.
So like the percentage of like the people,
Yeah.
I would say we're at like a 92% right now.
Okay.
As of last year, yeah, we closed
Great.
about 92% of our jobs.
Hell yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Can you share any tips on creating effective advertising or promotional materials?
As far as like,
Like as y'all see, my man got door hangers,
yeah.
business cards. Like who would you go through to go and grab?
So man,
everything that you
there's
need
there's several companies that we've used, but this new company we used this past season was Pip Marketing. It's in the south end of, or it's southwest of Louisville, man. It's off Dixie Highway. It's called Pip Marketing. They've done our yard signs. We also had a company do our actual pressure washing shirts this year, like a bleach resistant. It's called Hayden's Branding. And then as well as like our hats and our shirts, it's J&J Embry or something like that. I'm not 100%, but his name's Jonathan Nelson. He's out of Spencer County. He does our shirts and stuff like that. Yard signs would be what is that? Yard signs is Fall City Signs does our yard signs. We'll give a shout out to Coffee Talk, man. We do a lot of advertisement through them. And then that's about it, man. That's who we use as far as like, and then we used my guy Skylar for our digital marketing, man.
Yes, sir. I want to get like a little bit more personal and step away from the business side of things. Do you think you have an obsession? I know you come from addiction. Do you think that addiction turned into your business or?
Yeah, man, I would say because I keep I learned early in to keep business and my personal life separate. But I will say, man, like that hunger that I had when I was, living that life, man, turned into a different hunger, and that was a hunger for a better life for my family that I built, my wife, my kids, the people around me, man. I'm all about, man. My guy says it, man, and it hits home with me, man. My guy Spencer Harden says it, man. He says, man, income equals impact, man, and impacting people, man, with the income is pretty cool, man. We're able to do things that we wouldn't be able to do if we worked just a 9 to 5.
I hear that. Do you deal with like financial problems? Are you good with the finances? You gotta have your wife control them. Or?
That's funny. So, man, my wife is a supporter, man. Like just because she's a very independent woman, man. Like the business has done us well. As far as able to do things that we wasn't able to do in the past and struggle to do, we're able to do now. But as far as finances, man, we're both. I think I'm a little bit better with finances as far as spending money. My wife, she loves to spend money. But thank God for my wife, man.
Hell yeah, man. Can you share any, since you say you're good with finances, could you share any advice on how my generation, younger people, can get control of their finances now, early on?
Save money, man. No, man, like people say, man, you know, we live and we die and we learn, we live and we learn, man. And I say we live and we die, man, because like at the end of the day, you can't take it with you. Right. But, like you got kids, man. You want to leave your kids something. Yeah. Me, I was never, like my mom, she's still here. My dad passed away. I come from no inheritance. Nobody ever gave me anything. And again, like my guy Spencer says, man, he says, man, if something's given to you, you won't respect it. You won't appreciate it as much as you went out there and got it yourself, man. And I think that did a lot of good for me. I built this from the ground up, me and my wife, and like I was telling you at lunch, man, she's not out there washing. but she's at home, man. She's making sure that she's got, the kids are taken care of. The clothes are washed, the food's on the table, and she knows she struggled with it early in, man. I mean, staying out, working a regular job and having to leave from work and go wash. But now she's came to an understanding, like, hey, this is something that this is what it is, and she's accepted it.
Right. Yeah, I think women in our life are definitely undervalued. You know what I'm saying? They create peace for us. We ain't out here searching for the next thing if we got what we need at home. You know what I'm saying? And they make sure that. So it's shout out to the women in our life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, shout out.
How do you handle difficult or delicate surfaces when you pressure washing? I know you said you don't use pressure. What
Man, we let the
mean?
chemicals do the job, man, and that's a big thing. Knowing what chemicals you're using, how effective they are. I don't know everything yet, but I got people around me that are able to assist me, man. I got people that I can call that own other pressure washer companies. I got a good friend I can call as well that knows like what to do.
Right.
If they don't know what to do, the other person may know what to do. Right. So, chemical is a big deal.
How do you plan to grow the business? So you got anything in store for the season coming up?
Yeah, man, we ain't letting the foot off the what they say, man. We ain't letting the foot off the gas.
Yeah.
All foot on the gas, man. We ain't passing nothing up. Taking on every job. If we can't do it, we gonna collaborate with somebody that can help us do it. And then, man, keeping God first and foremost, man, and that's a big deal, man. I tell a lot of people, man, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, man. I don't, like I said, God's got to be the center of it, and God ain't never let me down before. He ain't gonna let me down now.
Yeah, I hear that. Was you always a firm believer in God, or
nah, man? Nah, I wasn't. I always knew it was something bigger than me, but I didn't think it was God because I done drugs and I wasn't rich. But that's a lie, God delivered me from a whole lot, man, and He's given me everything I got, and I thank Him for it, man.
I hear that, man. What role does technology play in your plans for growth and expansion? I know you got the website and stuff going on. You got anything else in store as far as technology?
Yeah, man. We're gonna be working some stuff up with you, and just seeing where it goes. Because really, man, just having that platform of digital marketing is a big deal in today's world.
Right. How do you manage jobs? So say you got 10 jobs right now today. How would you prepare them? How would you prepare yourself? How does that process go?
So basically, man, we would get everything in line. We're pretty organized with scheduling. Just weather plays a fact in it. Of course, we can't get out there and wash in the pouring rain. But we just put them on a schedule, and we stay in communication with them the whole time, man. From the time we put them on the books to the time we get to their house to the time we leave, man. So we just put them in order, man. Somebody cancels, they go in front of them.
Yeah, I hear. Okay. Can you share any books or podcasts or resources that been influential to your journey?
Not really. I guess for me, man, I just stay prayed up, man. I read books. I'm not I'm more of a put my headphones in type of guy and listen. Right. But stay prayed up. For me, myself, other people may got different advice, man. Like I said, what works for me ain't gonna work for the next man.
Right.
That would be a big deal right there for me, man. Is just stay prayed up, man.
Okay. What are some common mistakes you see business owners making, and how can they be avoided, in your opinion?
Well, again, man, I'm not anybody to point the problem out to anybody else, because man, we all got mistakes. But I know for myself, it's going. When I first started, making a little bit of money, man, more than I was used to making. Just going out and spending it instead of saving it and reinvesting it back in your business. Right. And I learned that the hard way. But you know, you learn. It wasn't a loss; it was a lesson learned, man. And I feel like that's with any business, man. You have lessons, not losses.
Right. You feel like it's the same with life as well?
Absolutely. You know, absolutely. It's the exact same with life. This business, man, and life, man, it's just it's hard. It's hard, but you just got to keep pushing. You got to keep getting up every day, man, because there's days like even working a job doing this, man, you want to throw the towel in. Right. You know, the phone, you know, for me, I know early in I used to measure myself to what everybody else had going on, and I had to learn to that's none of my business. Right. What they got going on. Worry about what Ryan Sweeney has going on. Right. And that's done me a lot of good.
Okay. Well, that's gonna be it for this one, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in for From the Mud. And we'll see y'all next time. Shit. Burn my ears. We'll be able to fucking like cut out all the little pauses. And
yeah, man. Whatever.